I've been in marketing, advertising, and publishing for 25 years. I started in advertising sales and basically quickly got involved in disruptive businesses at the beginning in the contract publishing space. Um, and over the years, I built and grew entertainment businesses and then into the online space and sold two of those to WPP. And following on from that, I spent 2 years in China developing a digital business that was in the run-up to the Olympics, which was sold to JC&Co. And since then, I have been running and building digital performance marketing businesses in the UK predominantly. Probably the one that most people would know me for is Stake, which I went into and restructured and subsequently sold to Dentsu a couple of years ago. And since then, I have been acting as an advisor and consultant to technology businesses, particularly in this growing area of interest. I also sit on the board of the Zoo Project, which is a trade doubler-backed incubator. And I mentor and coach several of today's leading UK digital entrepreneurs. Well, I think it was about 2 years ago that I found myself being approached increasingly by very clever, bright, innovative entrepreneurs who were developing performance marketing tools or bringing to the market disruptive technologies, particularly in the e-commerce space. And I started advising these guys in terms of how they could build their strategic propositions into money-making opportunities. And I also started coaching and mentoring a young guy that you may know called Simon Bird, who is the general manager CEO of Savu here in Europe. And he was a new breed, I felt, of entrepreneur leader in the performance marketing space, bringing a extremely professional and dynamic and innovative approach to the piece, and I could see that it was going to hit for a breakthrough, and I think that's come. The convergence of channels in digital space and the accountability that performance provides clients with, given where we are in the economic slowdown of the world, and the fact that clients and consumers are constantly looking for better ways of using their money. I think performance marketing is totally relevant and has never been more powerful. And I think that is why we're seeing more and more people and more companies describing themselves as performance marketing, whether they are in the mobile space, in the digital space, or they're in the location-based marketing space. I think it makes sense, and I think it's the way that inevitably we're going to see more and more growth. Well, I think one of the challenges that every entrepreneur, innovator, or leader manager in a growing, fast growth business faces is the understanding, not only what they're trying to achieve on a day-to-day basis in the tactical world of meeting their budgets and their financial performance targets or cultural targets. It's also about providing an overview and, if you like, a kind of a roadmap for some of the milestones that you need to consider on your journey, however that journey circuitously develops. And most people in our business who are innovative and entrepreneurial usually have in mind some kind of exit which will result in a financial transaction. And I suppose one of the things that I have developed over the last few years is that I work with businesses so that the shareholders can optimize their value at that point, whatever that transaction may be, whether it's taking an investor, external investment from a VC fund, whether it's actually exiting the business yourself through a trade sale, or through a management buy-in or buy-out. And it's important to understand that in those circumstances, your business will be viewed very, very differently by the potential acquirer, as well as the amount of time, effort, and energy that you will personally have to put into overseeing and driving that transaction. So I suppose the key part of this speaker session that I've been running is describing the things you really need to do so that you're as efficient and as effective as you possibly can be by the time you get to that point. Well, quite often, I think the key questions that kind of come a little later in the day is, how do I reward the staff? How do I ensure that succession management is in place? What kind of advisors should I have on board? Excuse me. What does a term sheet look like? How do I actually value my business in monetary terms? Often entrepreneurs and leader managers, have a view of what their business is worth based on the fact that they have put so much effort, energy, and love and into building it, and that is not how it is valued from an investment perspective. So I think understanding that is very, very important so that you have the right level of perception and engagement in terms of what you're actually building so that you can optimize its value. And I certainly think that attendees at a4uexpo should be anyone who's in a leadership role and driving a business forward with an eye to some kind of exit strategy in the next 36 months to 5 years should attend my session, because I believe that that they will come away with key insights and learnings that they should then hopefully be able to put in practical use on how they are shaping their company. I am indeed. I am definitely coming to the entire exhibition. I'm very excited by the agenda. I think there's going to be some great key learnings that I'm going to take away from it. I can see that you've got some really outstanding experts in the field. And the thing I really like, actually, if I'm honest with you, about the way that you're approaching this is it's not a sales pitch, and you've been very clear about that. And I really like that. I mean, as it happens, I don't represent any company as such. It's me, but that's beside the point. I really like the fact that all of the speaker descriptions that I've seen and the sessions that that you're going to learn something, and I'm really excited about that. I think that's going to be really good. I also love the fact that you've got a lot of mobile in there, because that is definitely now. I can actually see that mobile's happening rather than the talk of it, if that makes sense. So yeah, I think it's going to be really, really exciting, and we're going to learn a lot.